So my presentation is on how 5G will impact our business and our lives by Nathan Baiju, me. So what is 5G? 5G is the fifth generation technology standard for broadcast band cellular networks. It will bring change upon the way individuals live and work. It will be quicker and ready to deal with more associated gadgets than the current 4G LTE network. Enhancements that will empower a rush of new sorts of tech items. But not only does it enhance your speed, it will have greater bandwidth, meaning it can handle many more connected devices than previous networks. How did it start? So 1G started to only support mobile phones and mobile call at its earliest stage. Moving on to 2G, we picked up the ability to text our friends and family. Then we had 3G. It allowed us to use our phones to access the internet. Most of this felt revolutionary at the time, but was fairly slow going and basic in all its forms. Then came 4G, which is likely what most of us are most familiar with. We are able to make calls, browse the internet, text, listen to the radio, watch TV shows, and more, all via our cell phones. So here's this quick YouTube video showing how 5G can change your life.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We're going to talk about how 5G can change your life. And I know you're saying when I say that it sounds like I'm exaggerating or maybe it's hyperbole, but I truly believe it. And it's not like when I was a kid, they promised me flying cars and they're still not here, right? But what I'm telling you, it's going to help enable self-driving cars, which are actually a thing that's going to happen. Now, for those of you who don't know what 5G, it's the latest evolution of networking cellular technology. And if you're in the technology field, maybe some of the things I tell you aren't going to be new. But if you're not, I hope you find it interesting. So in order to really understand how 5G will help you in the future, I think it's important to really go back and show you how cellular technology changed your life in the past. In the past, we started with 1G. And 1G brought us phone calls to people. And I know you're saying to yourself, well, before cell phones, I was able to call people. And I'm telling you, you weren't. What you were able to do is call places or locations. When I wanted to call my friend, I had to be at my house and call my friend at their house. And hopefully they were there. But if they weren't, I had to wait for them to come back to their house to call me back at my house, right? What this enabled is you to call a person no matter where they are. So then we moved to 2G. And 2G really brought upon texting. So think about how texting has changed your life. Individual texts, group texts, it's prevalent in society, especially in the younger generations. 3G, well, it brought us applications. And when 3G first came out, I was so excited to get email on my phone, right? That was a big deal. It's table stakes now. Look at all the applications that you use on a daily basis that changed your life. Something as simple as GPS or a mapping application that I never have to get directions again and stop at a gas station, which I never did. But if I had to, I don't anymore. Or just social media. Think about how social media has really benefited from applications on smartphones. And that really brings us to 4G. Now, 4G really drove video. And more than just video from streaming of YouTube or streaming of all the different video services that are out there, it's video chat as well. So my mother, who lives 180 miles away, can video chat with her grandkids no matter where they are. Now, if I would have told you this about 20 years ago, you would have thought that was science fiction. So this brings us to 5G. In the limited amount of time, I can't go over everything that 5G is going to cover, but I'm going to talk about two things. I'm going to talk about speed and latency. Now, speed is the sexy one. It's bandwidth, it's speed, it's the one everybody at the party wants to come talk to, right? Everybody's heard of it, everybody's excited, more speed. And to kind of give you an idea what 5G is going to do, is the average home internet is around 30 megabits. 5G is gigabit speed, which is 1,000 megabits. So on average, if it takes you maybe up to 10 minutes to download a movie at home, with 5G, it could take only a few seconds. But we're really going to talk about low latency. And this is speed's bookish friend that nobody wants to talk to at the party, but that's okay. This is where all the real work gets done. All right? And so for those of you who don't know what latency is, it's a delay in a network. So the best example I can give the most to you, if you play video games and you have a controller and you press the A button, the delay or time it takes from you pressing the A button to changes happening in the video game is the delay or the latency. The lower, the better. The lower, the more real time. So case in point, it'll help enable smart cars, self-driving cars. So imagine all of us here have our own self-driving car, and we're all on our car on the highway, and my car happens to be in the front, and it notices something in the road where it automatically slows down, and it instantaneously, with no delay, lets all the other cars around it know it's slowing down to prevent traffic jams and to help prevent accidents. This will further go into other industries such as robotics, virtual reality, augmented reality, and even the medical field where they can do remote robotic surgery, not from close, but from very far away, because you don't really want to delay when you move the scalpel, right? So unfortunately, my time is up. But what I challenge each and every one of you to do is keep an eye out for how 5G can change your life. Thank you.
So then, development, how it's gone better. So because of COVID-19, there's been such a huge factor in the advancement of 5G, with the employees working from home and their sudden need for and reliance on speed, technology, multifunctional communication needs, data sharing, storage, and protection. Basically, they're able to work more and find solutions for this even quicker than before. So how does this affect future businesses? A whole lot of opportunity. Look to the following sectors for future opportunities: chip makers, telecom, mobile, broadband, and cell tower companies, and real estate. In each one of these sectors, we find the building blocks for the future of 5G revolution. So let's watch this quick YouTube video again and how it will affect businesses.
Hi, this is Jim St. Ledger from Intel. Thanks for joining me here today. In our podcast series on network transformation, we've talked about many things. Today, we're going to talk about a very exciting technology area called 5G. The coming advancements in wireless technology will dramatically impact the way we do business, interact with each other, and accomplish everyday tasks. But what role will 5G play in the future? Let's take a look at a few. As with any newly emerging technology, predicting the impact of 5G is a bit of a challenge. The leap to 5G will have an instant impact on end-to-end device and network transformation. 5G will make it possible to transform the way we think about things like devices and things, enabling connectivity and the ability for services to follow the user wherever they go. Radio access technology with the ability to connect to any licensed or unlicensed spectrum. Delivering services through virtualized radio access networks. Core networks will need to be sliceable in order to manage all connected devices and services. Some of the core functions will move to the edge, enabling a fast response time. This, too, requires flexible computing in the network to place processing where it's really needed. The internet will be ubiquitous, always there, always available. And the cloud will become closer, or perceived as closer by the user, generating more revenue along the value chain. How will 5G impact our lives? Well, in many ways. In everyday terms, 5G will likely have a wide-ranging impact on things like wearable technology, as it becomes more active in real time with new innovations and services attainable with 5G. Media streaming and gaming now becomes more inclusive and available for mobile and fixed wireless end users, including hospitals, emergency vehicles, airports, and public safety, just to name a few. The Internet of Things, or IoT, becomes enabled for all different kinds of verticals, such as smart cities, stadiums, and retail, enabling technologies for a richer experience. Application development and release processes get enabled at the edge via mobile edge computing for trusted and faster updates. Energy efficiency of many devices gets enabled via mobile edge computing, reducing backhaul requirements and improving the ability to have applications near the end user, enterprise, and consumer. But why is 5G so important? In essence, 5G will enable the network to become more personal. When customers' demand relates to network speeds, service accessibility, or data transfers, offering the best possible solution is the only way to keep them happy. 5G changes wireless business models by streamlining the delivery of services, essentially bringing businesses and their customers closer together, which will drive new opportunities for service growth for communication service providers. I'd like to thank you for joining me on this 5G podcast today. I hope you found it insightful. And if you missed any past episodes, go watch those as well. Thank you.
What a great video. So yeah, thank you for watching my presentation, and